Could you do me a favor?
Yes, sir.
One favor. Could you say hello to everybody back home in Phoenix, back home in the Valley, the way you do it?
Oh, Phoenix! Don't you dare be sour. Clap for yourselves and feel the power.
Still got it.
I try. Thank you. And that's Phoenix in the whole greater Phoenix area. Yeah.
Arizona, the whole state.
Yeah, the whole state. Yeah.
Scottsdale.
Gilbert. Too. Yep, Gilbert.
Surprise.
Yeah. Everybody.
What's up, Arizona? Thank you so much for logging on to the 12 Plus app for your TV, 12 News YouTube page, and of course, 12news.com. I'm Cameron Cox. We are wrapping up Big 12 Media Days out here at the Star in Frisco, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Let me tell you something. Day 2 had all of the stuff in it, right? We talked to the commissioner. As you heard, right, we talked to a WWE superstar, Big E, getting us fired up right here tonight on the show. And we, of course, talked to the Arizona Wildcats. Shock the world is the quote. That's the motto this year for U of A. Of course, they're coming off a very disappointing 4-win season under first-year head coach Brent Brennan, right? Fans demanded change, and they got it. Brennan changed the coaching staff. They got a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, and the players, they changed their attitude. Not many across the country expecting the Wildcats to win, but that's how they like it. Here's the AD, the coach, the starting quarterback. All right, joining us now, U of A Athletic Director Desireé Reed-Francois. And Desireé, first of all, you just rattled off some fantastic stats. Go ahead, tell everybody how excited you are for football season to get
I'm fired up. We've got 8 more Saturdays until we kick off, and I cannot wait.
What, like 3 weeks away from fall camp, is that it?
Yeah, 3 weeks till fall camp. How about that? Are you excited?
I'm ready to roll. What is the excitement level at U of A and for year 2 under Coach Brennan?
You know, we have a lot of momentum. Last night we were talking at dinner when I was talking with Noah, and Noah Fifita is one of those young men that you just want to rally behind. He is the consummate leader who makes others around him better. And, you know, our offense has got a swagger this year. Under Coach Daggy and, you know, our special teams, we've got a new defensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator. Things are heading in the right direction.
Noah, you mentioned rally behind. Like, when you got there, he was one of the guys the university was kind of rallying around, right? He kind of held the line. How proud are you at his growth and his commitment to U of A?
I'm so proud of Noah. Noah, he makes you believe, and he's a smart leader. He's tough. He's a fighter. And we were talking about, we've got a lot of momentum in the athletic department, but we also have a little bit of a chip on our shoulder. And, you know, we embrace that. And Noah is the consummate U of A Wildcat. Like, he cares more about the community. He cares more about the team than his own individual statistics. And he is someone that you believe in.
What's it like to see that momentum now finally pay off in a sense and things finally going in the direction you want them to go?
Whether it's baseball and going to the College World Series, it's recruiting, men's basketball. I was watching men's basketball the other day and I was watching some of their practice. We've got a lot to be really excited about. Our women's golf team won the Big 12 championship, so there's just a lot of momentum around the athletic department.
Do you feel like U of A has kind of cemented itself in the Big 12 in a sense?
Absolutely. We won 3 Big 12 championships our first year, and you know, if we're going to keep score, we might as well win.
There we go. You mentioned the basketball practice too. How proud are you, Coach Lloyd and Koa Pete bringing home the gold medal for Team USA?
Yes, Koa Pete. My goodness, he's an exciting young man, and what Coach Lloyd has done with our U19 team and bringing home that gold medal, we're really proud.
All right, so like you said, 8 Saturdays away from kickoff against Hawaii. What would you like to tell Wildcat fans out there?
Buy your season tickets, and we cannot wait to see you. It's going to be fun, and we're going to have concert series, and it's a big old fiesta. So come on to Arizona Stadium.
Well, Coach, what are media days like for you? How much do you enjoy this?
I enjoy it. I enjoy it because it gives us a chance to tell the story of this football team, the stuff we're excited about from the off season. Gets to brag on the players that are here, you know, just like what they are for our program. So it's kind of the kickoff to the season. So there's some excitement about that too.
We were just talking to your AD, and she reminded me 8 Saturdays away from kickoff. She knew when training camp was ready to roll. Like it's that time of the year, right?
Yeah, it is, and I think that's one of those things that, like, as you start getting towards the end of July, you start anticipating like the training camp and what that's going to be, and like the the excitement of it and the building the team and all the fun stuff that happens in training camp. So that's where we're at.
As someone who has ties, deep ties to the University of Arizona, what's it like to be the head coach? I mean, really, you've been on the job now for more than a year, had a season under your belt, going into year 2. What's it like?
It's incredibly special. I tell people all the time, like, I want to coach here for the rest of my career. And I understand we got to win games to do that. Like, I get that. But I love where we're at. I love the city of Tucson. I love the community. I love how much Arizona football is a part of Tucson. Like, I love how everybody leans into it. And I think that part of it makes it unique and makes it special.
What's it been like to get out in the community?
Everyone's been great. Everyone's been great. Even with the disappointment of last year, like, I think one thing is, like, everyone's like, like, how does that feel? I don't care as long as people, it doesn't bother me, as long as people care, right? Like, they want us to win. They want to be a part of it. They want to show up on game day. And so, like, for me, like, win or lose, whatever you want to say, like, I'm here for it.
So what'd you fix? What'd you change?
Well, we made 3 changes at our coordinator positions, right? So those are big changes. I think we also did a lot of good work in the offseason in the portal and in the recruiting class. And so I think, like, that part of it is overhauling the roster, kind of cementing our personnel, whether that was on staff or in the program, has been a huge part of this offseason for us.
What was your selling point to recruits when you're selling them on your vision?
I think the biggest thing is that, like, the city of Tucson and, like, what, like, the way that is integrated to Arizona football and the University of Arizona, we talked a lot about that because we are the only show in town, and it is a really exciting place to be on Saturdays in the fall. But also, I think, when they come on our campus, I think they feel the genuine nature of our staff. Like, they feel that we are going to really, we're going to coach them, we're going to develop them on and off the field, and I think that family vibe that we have is incredibly healthy, and it's authentic. It's not BS, it's a real thing. And recruits feel that, and players feel that, and I think that's why we've had a high level of retention, and I think that's why we're recruiting at a high level too.
You mentioned family and retention. Noah is one of those guys that just set the standard. When you got there, he held the line, and now is going into another year. I know he was probably disappointed in his play last year in a sense, and I know wants to bounce back. How would you kind of see him going into this year?
Well, I think the beautiful thing about Noah Fifita is he's his own toughest critic. That being said, I think he has an incredible relationship with Seth Dagey, our new offensive coordinator. I think what we're doing schematically is really going to suit him, and he seems to be very comfortable in it, really being able to execute at a high level fairly quickly. And the cool part about watching Noah is day in and day out is he's starting to really be an assertive leader with our team. He's starting to be more aggressive in that space, holding guys accountable, being a vocal leader. And, maybe a year ago, like, that wasn't a space he was totally comfortable in. But now he's really growing into that leadership role as the quarterback at the University of Arizona.
When the quarterback does that, does everybody else fall in line?
Absolutely. Yeah, and especially if it's him, because they all love him and they all believe in him so much, right? So that part's critical.
You got a handful of local guys from the Phoenix area on your roster. Genesis Smith, saw Trey Smith here, a former Red Mountain guy. What's it like, those two guys? How did they help you guys out?
Well, both those guys are awesome leaders for us. I always joke with Genesis. He's our CEO, our chief energy officer, man. He's got.
That's what you call him back then?
Yeah, he's got so much juice all the time. But, I think it's critical that we got to do a great job, recruiting the state of Arizona, like we have to do. And we have a ton of players on our roster from Arizona. I think that's really important. And I think, the other thing that's been cool is that we've also seen players from Arizona leave the state and go somewhere else and then come back and choose a U of A. And so that part, I think, also speaks to the experience our players are having in our program, and it speaks to their confidence in us as a coaching staff. And so I think all those things working together and recruiting the hell out of the state of Arizona is going to be critical for us to build the championship program we want to build.
Give you a chance to talk directly to fans. What kind of team can they expect?
You can expect an attacking, aggressive, explosive football team. Coming out, let's pack Arizona Stadium. Let's get this thing rocking.
And then real quick, for those coming down from the valley, where do they got to stop at? Where do they got to go eat in Tucson?
Oh, there's lots of good places to eat in Tucson. It's going to depend on how much time you have. You know what I mean? Like that part of, game day when they're coming down, they're kind of focused right around tailgate and that kind of space. Close to the stadium, I'm a big fan of the rolled tacos at Momo's. That's one of my stops. I'm trying to think what would be. I'm trying to think close proximity to the stadium. The funny part is that for the first year and a half I was there, my family wasn't there yet, so I was just a big DoorDash guy, So I was
you had to. You weren't cooking food for yourself?
No, hell no. And then I was just busy working, and so I get home at 10 o'clock at night, and then I'd order some kind of food that wasn't very good for me. So, but my wife's there now, so we're moving right along.
So maybe that's the special sauce. Your family's there with you now. Is that just make it feel like you're home even more?
Yeah. I'm excited to have them down there, and they're excited. You know, my wife went to school at U of A, and so I'm excited to get her down here and just to have the family all intact.
Noah Fifita, starting quarterback of the Arizona Wildcats, joining us now. And Noah, just what's the excitement level like this? I talked to your AD and your head coach. I mean, they rattled off the days exactly till camp and game one. Just how excited are you to get this rolling?
Yeah, we got 3 weeks till camp. So
you know them too.
Exactly. So we've been counting down the days. The excitement is special. There's a belief in our facility that we could do something that's never been done at the University of Arizona, and we truly believe that we could do that.
Where does that belief come from? Because all your teammates that I've talked to as well, they've kind of rattled off similar statements.
It comes from each other. I think it comes from each other. We know what we have in the building, the players, the talent, but also the culture that we've been able to build. And then secondly, it comes with the coaches. We believe in Coach Brennan as our main leader to lead us to the promised land, but also the coordinators that he hired. Coach Deggy for me is someone that I can't talk about enough. He's brought a mentality to this offense that expects to score every time we put the ball down.
Real quick, how difficult was last year? And then how did y'all turn the page just going into a new year?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody would know that that's a tough year to go through, but God doesn't make mistakes, and that's what I've been leaning on. I lean on my faith through the good times, through the bad. So I know that anything is possible in him, and he doesn't work according to world standards. He doesn't work according to world limitations. Those don't apply to him, so anything's possible in him, and that's what I believe.
You mentioned your belief in your new AC. I guess it's just been a breath of fresh air to kind of redo this offense in a sense and have a major hand in it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've had a hand in anything. This is his scheme. This is he knows it like the back of his hand, and I think it's perfect because it matches my skill set perfectly. So just from the first 7 months I've spent with Coach Deggy, we're willing to die for him, and I mean that.
Yeah, when it comes to the what are you most excited about? Like, what are people going to see from this Wildcat offense?
You're going to see discipline and connectivity, but more importantly, you're going to see explosion and violence. Those are some of our standards on offense. We believe in Coach Deggy, and we believe in this scheme, and we got some weapons on our offense on the outside and up front that's going to shock the world.
So fans haven't seen that yet, but you got to watch it every day during spring ball. What did you see?
I saw explosion on the outside. I saw speed on the outside, guys that could take the top off, but also guys that you could get them the ball within 5 yards and they'll go make plays. So you could go down the list of what we brought in from the transfer portal, what we brought in from the freshmen, and also what we retained.
You mentioned belief. They believe in you too as well. All your teammates have talked about just how a joy it is to be around you. You were one of the guys that held the line in Tucson when everything changed. I guess how important is it to finish the job and leave it better than how you found it?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason we wanted to stay in Tucson. And it's not about me. It's about this team. We all stayed for Coach Brennan, and we all stayed for the opportunity to do something that's never been done in Tucson, and that's win the Big 12 championship. So Tucson's amazing. Tucson's treated me and my family extremely well, and in return, they deserve a winning football program, and that's what we're going to give them.
What would you like to message the Wildcat fans? Season's right around the corner.
Man, we appreciate y'all support. We're going to need it more. We're going to need y'all to sell out our stadium, and we'll get some wins in return. But we appreciate y'all for sticking it out last year. We're going to make it up to y'all this year, we promise.
You want to give them a bear down?
Bear down, go Cats. Let's go.
We're here at the podium at Big 12 Media Days. This is where the players wrapped up their day after doing hours and hours and hours of interviews out here at the Star in Frisco, Texas. You know, the Arizona Wildcats have a handful of former Friday Night Fever stars on their roster, including 2 former members of our All Fever teams. You got former Hamilton safety Genesis Smith, who don't be surprised if you see him playing on Sundays here very soon. And you got former Red Mountain defensive end Trey Smith. Last year, I'm sure not the season you guys wanted. What's the vibe? What's the mindset like heading into this year?
Oh, yeah, just redline everything we do. Effort, execution, accountability, everything we do. Really not worried about the rankings or nothing like that, but we know who we are. We know the work that we're putting in, and we know it'll show up on Saturday.
Yeah, there's no sugarcoating it. Last year, it was not a great feeling at all, and we did not meet our expectations, but we've been recruiting. We've been working hard. We got a lot of changes to the staff on top of the new players, and we're going to be great, man, without a shadow of a doubt. We got a big chip on our shoulders, so got to keep on stacking them.
Commissioner, thanks again. The state of the Big 12 Conference, what is it right now?
I love it. I don't think there's been a better time than right now to be part of the Big 12. I'm happy but never satisfied, but I love the makeup, 16 strong. I love the fact that we're a national conference. We have multiple media players to help elevate and amplify what we do and how we do it. We're growing our commercial business. Our profile nationally has never been better. I think that, the competitive spirit amongst the conference is at an all-time high. I'm excited about the upcoming football season for lots of different reasons. I think we'll be the deepest conference in America, no different than last year. So there's a lot to be thankful for. There's a lot to be proud of, but we're just getting started. I mean, if you think about it, we've had 8 new schools in the last 2 years. It takes time to get chemistry, and to create the right culture, but we're well on our way, and I'm very pleased.
Having said all that, you think the Big 12 will get more respect when it comes to the playoff and getting 2 teams in consistently?
We should. I mean, listen, we got to win it on the field, and I say that all the time, but I think we're prepared to do that. I think our schools this offseason have upped their game, so to speak. They're investing in all the right areas, coaches, players. So I'm really excited about the level of performance that I expect this year, and I know the coaches have great expectations for themselves, and because of that, I'm very excited about the season.
What do you make of the ever-changing landscape of college football and how NIL is kind of just now a part of everyday talk?
Listen, I've been an advocate of good NIL, good third-party NIL, not pay-for-play, okay, but good third-party NIL. And I've always been a firm believer that students should be able to leverage their name, image, and likeness. And more of our student athletes are really conscious of their brands and have a great opportunity to do so. And then on top of, good third-party NIL, there's rev share for the first time, obviously. And I know that our schools are, at the upper cusp of spending towards that cap. So it's a great time to be a student athlete right now. And I'm expecting an exciting college football season.
How is expanding to the Arizona schools, adding ASU and Arizona, help the Big 12?
2 big brands, big value creators. I mean, if you look at their performance last year on the field, I mean, just incredible, both Arizona and Arizona State. And I expect the same from them this year, and I know they're building and they're excited about being in the Big 12. And we're excited, in fact, to be going into the Arizona marketplace. We just moved our baseball championship there, which we're excited about. So we're embracing that market in every way we can.
What did you make of the run Arizona State went on last year, and Kenny Dillingham going from pick to finish dead last to winning the whole thing, and then, of course, making the college football playoff?
Unreal. They got better every week, and you could see it. You could see the momentum building, and I'm excited for the team. I'm excited for their program. Listen, no one saw Arizona State coming last year, but all eyes are on Arizona State this year, and it's going to be tougher for them, but they're prepared for it. Spoke to some of their student athletes here in town, and they're excited. Sam Levitt, obviously, had a terrific year last year, and I think he'll double down on that this year.
Your takeaway from this event is what?
Listen, it sets the tone and the narrative for us all season long. I love being the first media day of the Power Four, because everyone else is playing defense. We can go on the offense, which we did yesterday.
Big 12 and known for the offense.
No, we are all about the offense. And partnering with the Jones family and the Cowboys in this incredible venue is a wonderful opportunity for us, our student athletes, and our team. So excited that we're here in Dallas, and I think media days are going to stay here in Texas for the foreseeable future.
Justin, what do you make of this team this year with the Wildcats? What do you make of them?
Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting team because last year they had so much expectations as a contender in the Big 12, maybe even in the college football playoff with the 12-team expansion. And it's kind of funny that Arizona and ASU pretty much had the different seasons. Everyone thought ASU was going to be at the bottom while Arizona was at the top, but it was the other way around. But I think this Arizona team, I think they're going to be better than expected. Even though you lose Tetero McMillan, who's the greatest offensive player in program history, you lose multiple offensive linemen, you lose, some guys to the portal. The fact that they were able to keep the face of the franchise and Noah Fifita, they're able to keep, some of the guys on defense like a Genesis Smith who could start at a lot of places in college football. But for him to come back, I think says a lot about the culture here. And now that Brent Brennan is going into year 2, the guys here want to be here. And the guys that they recruited also want to be here, where last year was kind of like, okay, Arizona goes 10-3, wins the Alamo Bowl. How can you keep the band together? So I think this is really going to be Brent Brennan's team. And, you look at that schedule, the first 6 games, 5 of them are at home. So I'm not saying Arizona's going to be world beaters here, but you look at the schedule and the way it's set up, 6-6 is conceivable.
Yeah, you got a chance out of the gate to build some momentum. Everybody's talking about the new coordinators, right? I guess that's the big thing. Yeah. Noah Fifita bragging about the new offense too as well. Do you see a different style from U of A?
I totally see a different style. And like I said, Tetero McMillan not being in the mix, that definitely hurts. But the speed that they added in the transfer portal and also the recruiting class, it's going to be be replacing T-Mac by committee, but the speed they have, it's definitely better than last year. And the one thing about Arizona, offensively last year, it was so slow. There was no intent or like a sense of urgency. Just getting out of the huddle, they were super slow. With Seth Dagey, there's a snappiness to it. They're lining up faster. Noah's getting the ball out of his hands quick.
That needed to happen.
Yes, and last year Noah led college football in throwaways and also led the Big 12 in interceptions. So he was holding on to the ball a little too long, and I think now that he's going to be able to get the ball out quick and get the ball into the playmakers, like the guys in the receiver room, the guys that are really fast, I think getting those guys out in open space, getting the yards after catch, I think is going to be a huge jump in Arizona's offense.
It's no secret Wildcat fans were obviously disappointed with how last season went. Do you think this team is the team to give them hope, to kind of rejuvenize the community in a sense?
Absolutely. And the biggest difference between Brent Brennan and his predecessors is that Brent Brennan is not looking for the next opportunity. He wants to be here in Tucson, Arizona, and he wants to build something special. So I think that if Arizona, if they're able to take the steps in the right direction, go 6-6, 7-5, I think Brent Brennan will be just fine here. But Arizona fans, they're not asking to go to the college football playoff. They just want to see their team get into the postseason, be successful, and not get kicked around. In 2023, they lost 3 games by a combined 16 points. Last year, they lost their 8 games by a combined 191 points. Think about that big difference. So just be competitive in the losses and win the games you're supposed to, and you'll be just fine in Arizona.
Overall, how would you sum up the state of U of A athletics right now?
I would say it's in a really good spot right now. I mean, when you look at Arizona baseball just going to the College World Series, Arizona basketball in their run in March Madness, triathlon just won a national championship. Men's tennis is a rising program too. Softball is always great as well. Arizona football, if they can figure things out, I think from top to bottom, I mean, it's as good as it gets when it comes to the Big 12. So it could always be better, but I think definitely it has been worse, and I think it's in a pretty good spot right now.
Wow. Just kidding. Love it. Go you.
Utah quarterback Devon Dampier isn't camera shy. He's used to making the biggest plays in the biggest moments.
Here's Dampier, forcing his way into the end zone. New Mexico takes the lead.
One of the best to ever come out of Arizona, always working with local QB coach Mike Giovando.
I just went to Arizona for a little break, and man, the heat's real. The heat's real right now.
The real deal at Saguaro High School. Dampier leading the SaberCats on a game-winning drive in the Open Division title game in 2021. But his favorite memory, a comeback win over Liberty in the Open Semis in 2022.
To be down in that situation, I think we're down like 3 touchdowns, and we're going to go get this. And the fact that we did, that was probably one of my top memories. I give big shout-outs to Coach Mons. He's a big part of where I'm at today for sure.
2 years at New Mexico, Dampier started every game for the Lobos last season, throwing for over 2,700 yards and more than 1,000 yards on the ground.
I thank my time for New Mexico all the time. I tell them thank you for that time being, but just being in Utah now, things are a little different. A little bit more pressure goes on with it.
Now the starting quarterback at Utah, Dampier, ready to make plays in the Big 12.
It's easy to lead people you truly care about.
Here with WWE wrestler Biggie. Biggie, what's your official title here with the Big 12?
I don't know if I have an official title here, but I'm here on behalf of WWE. We have this partnership with the Big 12 that has been around since 2023. And as a massive college football fan, I'm really excited to be a part of it.
How did that all come to be?
So I don't know all the inner workings and whatnot, but it's so interesting in this new age of NIL. I think Brett Yormark is looking for new ways to partner, and WWE as a sports and entertainment brand is obviously just massive and globally known. And there's so many of us too. Like I played football at Iowa. Roman Reigns played football at Georgia Tech. So many former college football players on our roster. So I think there's a lot of synergy there, and it's incredible the amount of college football players that I meet who are big WWE fans as well. So a lot of connection there too.
Yeah, and when you bring the belt out, like the kids go crazy.
They
right?
do. It is nuts, man. People love those replica titles.
And especially when you can make it like their school, right?
Yeah, and that's the cool thing now is you can go on WWE Shop and you can buy an Arizona Big 12, title specific just to Arizona or Arizona State or Texas Tech. So right now you can have your school with the plates, with the side plates specific to your school.
Right, as an ambassador to the Big 12, who's winning the conference?
I think the Big 12 is the most difficult league to pick by far. Last year, everyone expected Arizona State to be at the very bottom of the league. Look what they go on to do, to win the conference, almost beat Texas in that incredible playoff game. Man, you know what? I've been on record saying that I I think ASU could repeat. I like Sam Levitt a lot. I like what Coach Dillingham is building. I also got to do some stuff for the Fiesta Bowl this past season as an ambassador and for the Rape Bowl. So being in Arizona, being in that area, in the Scottsdale area, seeing the passion and love for ASU is really cool. And I really believe in what they're building there as well. And I've long thought ASU should really be a power because there's just, it has such a great enrollment. There's so much talent in the state of Arizona as well on the high school level. So I love what's being built there.
So you got to see the Valley activated.
Absolutely.
Kenny's got energy like you.
Well, if I'm trying to get there, I'm trying to get to his level. But I think that's what you need in college football. You want someone you can believe in, and I think Coach Dillingham has an energy that I think young people can really get behind.
Like I said, it was a fun day to wrap up Big 12 Media Days, and that's what's kind of going on right behind me. Look at this. This is it. This is all who's left, all the media packing things up from all across the country, and it's time to kind of go home. You don't have to go exactly home. We just got to get the heck up out of here. We are going home, back to the Valley. We'll have much more from here at Big 12 Media Days, Sunday night on 12 Sports Tonight at 10:30. If you missed any of the coverage, we put two very cool shows together, streaming right now on the 12 Plus app for your TV. They're up on YouTube, of course, 12news.com. I'm Cameron Cox. Thank you so much for joining us here on The Journey. We'll see you Sunday night on 12 Sports Tonight.